what the hate that Florida does, and we complain to them about it for 14 years. We're one of the largest consortiums outside the state of Florida. So we've been invited down to meetings with them multiple times, and we always complain about their assessment folder being separate. So a student's working in their class, and let me show you what we do.
So what we do with our Florida virtual teachers is we have them open the assessment folder and then drag the assessment underneath the lesson. Because again, you can drag and drop. So Jay can show you.
Yeah, so right now this is what the student would see. And so they're in module 1 and they're working on module 5. But now they can't find where the assessment is. It's not right there. They have to go open up this folder and go find module 5 and click there. We think that's a horrible way to do this when almost every other group that uses brain money just takes and they'll drag them right underneath so I can have one.
So the student will see it right underneath their lesson. So they don't have to go to a separate folder to access their assessment. But when you're looking at them, that's where the assessments will be. You might, as you go, we're going to give you time to look at it, and you'll might say, okay, it says go to assessment 1.07, and you're like, where is that? Down in the assessment folder. If you want, you can open that assessment folder and drag it right underneath the lesson, and then the students will know exactly where it is. But that's one of the things, like Jay said, that we have our teachers doing full-time online do that. One of the very first things they do for kids before the kids even see the course. Last year, I ended up doing it for everybody. I just sat there one day and drug them all up just because I didn't want the kids to not know where their assessments were.
She got so excited about doing it, she actually changed some teachers in another district.
I did it, and they didn't like it. We have students who take online courses from other teachers in other districts. And so, like, our 8th grade teacher teaching math, I went ahead, because we have 8th graders taking math, I went ahead and changed it, thinking that would help all kids, and he didn't like it that way. He wanted it all, them to open the assessment folder, so we put them all math. But, so now I only do it for our students that have teachers that we have. Thanks, Jay. That was an uncomfortable situation.
One nice thing too in Brain Honey, like right now we're looking at the syllabus view. But if we want to go back to the regular view, student view, you don't have to click on the home button again up there. You can, right underneath the home button, you see view, syllabus, gradebook. You can just click on view. Where view means viewing the course. So if you click on that,
So
that takes you back to the course view, the regular course view that a student or anybody can see when they typically log into your class.
What's nice at the beginning of every course?
Yes. So at the beginning of every course, you'll see before module 1, there's the course title folder, and inside here it has course information. And you can see the course information has any materials a student would need.
Is everybody there? Did everybody find that course information?
The syllabus is there, grading policies,
Page start, all that stuff.
course changes, it has how to type the accent marks. But
And what you might want to use this, another idea, sometimes students are absent. This could be a way that they could go in and review information that maybe the standards that you taught. Might not be exactly what you did that day in the classroom, but if your goal was to get them information or to have them do an activity, you can have them do something online for the work that they missed. Like oftentimes I'll say, okay, you might give them a worksheet or a page number or a homework assignment or something that they missed. This is another way that students can get that content that you're looking to present.
And I work 2 days a week in East Canton, and their middle and high school teachers use this in place of blizzard bags because we miss 957 days. If there was a snowflake in close, I live in the district, we have a free housing school. But we don't really have like 2 miles in the whole district, so they don't So, but it is nice. One thing that's going to be important, though, you can't just assign module 2.3 to your class and think that's going to work for them. The students need to understand how you navigate the course, what's in the course, what do I need to be successful, and almost all of that can be found up in this first folder. It explains students in most classes. I can see it here in Spanish. But most of them will have, how to have success in the class or something like that. But you'll want to spend a little bit of time with them before you ever assign anything, going through the course and showing them what they need to do.
How to click, like our students, what we do is they do actually a 4-hour orientation with us, and then they have to come in for 20 hours so that we make sure they understand how to navigate. Now, your kids wouldn't need all of that because you're there right there with them all the time. Our kids are there and then they go home. So what I would recommend, though, is that you have to take them through the course, let them open it, and do step-by-step detail of what you want them to do. And obviously, you're going to have done that lesson ahead of time. So you'll know if there were any references to prior knowledge or prior activities in the course. Florida's updated courses are trying to eliminate some of that and have standalone lessons because of a lot of requests of people that wanted that. Like sometimes you may be reading something in the course and it may refer to something in Unit 2 and you're on Unit 3. If that's the case, you're going to be able to explain that to kids. And, and they're making reference to that, this is what they're making reference to, and just go on with the lesson. So that's very important as well, is that you're real familiar with the syllabus. I know you don't have a lot of time in preparing lessons, but that's the most critical piece of our teaching is the preparation that we do. And that takes hours and hours, and you know that. You do that, a lot of that at home as well as at school. So to know the content is the most difficult part of having this content here as a resource. It's kind of like getting new textbooks. And you have to go through that textbook to know the order, the pacing, is this the rigor of the lesson, all of that. You need to do the same thing here. We can't just assume that kids are bright and they know technology, that they're going to be able to navigate through this. They don't. They know a lot of the social media pieces, but they don't always know the educational pieces. So what we're going to do, what I would like you to do, maybe right now, is to open. Are there people, does everybody know everybody here, first of all? Probably not. So let's do this. Let's start with, because I'm going to have you get with little groups. Introduce yourself and what you'll be teaching. Maybe if you weren't here last year, where you were. And we'll start.
Hi, I'm Lisa Trinsky. I'm in the English 9, and I was at Howard Falls last year. Lisa Meisner, I teach English 9.
Okay.
So,
oh, we got to see a group more. Okay.
Let's start with English specialist. Megan Ridgely. Hi. Jerry Slinko, digital, physical science, and preschool. Diane Miller.
Spike Ridgely, Algebra 1, I was at Green last year.
Jonathan Sorensen, Vagabond. I just stuck in. I teach English 11 and 12, so I wasn't invited. Kicked me out.
We welcome everyone.
I didn't get the email either.
Amy Hollingsworth, I'm brand new to the district. I'm the tech integration specialist, but I taught biology at Akron last year. I have for a while. I also taught high school a couple moons ago, physical science, chemistry, biology, anatomy, and physiology. all the fun sciences.
Hi, Carol Geyer, Algebra 1 and 2.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Fromholtz. I teach Spanish, and I actually spent the last 9 years at Timken High School.
One thing I wanted to mention is, for the teachers, we were at Canton Local together for a number of years. We received a London grant, so we did a lot with London learning there, and now I am at East Canton as well as choose the same valley. But we have a lot of teachers in London that just use the lessons, but not the assessments online. Except it's kind of reversed in math. There are a number of math teachers, especially I have a plane, I've done in services with their teachers. Their math teachers there and can't look like to use the assessments to see what the kids know and are able to do, but they teach their own lessons because math is pretty difficult online. But they're, you can look at that, decide what's good. You mentioned early on, if everybody was here, Algebra 1, Algebra 2 geometry, there are new versions coming. They're done. They've just not loaded in our system yet. That hasn't been done. So as soon as that's done, we'll give you the new courses. But there won't be huge changes, I don't think. Usually.
We don't know till we see them.
Do all our students already are there to create in here, or do we?
Students aren't there yet. That's a good question. Once, right as the school's ready to start, because right now you have kids still transferring in and out. So when it's ready to start, we'll upload from DASA system and right now, so they'll all be there.
They'll all be there. All high school kids will be there. And then we could probably create your course, your class from that list. If we know who's interested in wanting to use it. We're not going to do it for everybody because it does take time to load all those kids in. Then if you get a new student, we'll show you how you can add that new student to your class. Because we'll batch upload as late, like in August, as late as we can to get all those new enrollees in so that you don't have to do it. And then any new student that's not on the roster, there are directions on this sheet that we're kind of going a little bit out of order here, but there are directions on this sheet on the back of how you can add a new student. But if you're having trouble, all you would have to do is email me, and I would add them for you. So if you're having difficulty or you're just real busy, especially a lot of new people coming in, so don't worry about adding kids. That will mostly be handled. We're going to show you, before I break you up in groups, we're going to show you a video.
Which one? Sure.
All right. We're going to show you a video of some teachers at Canton Local and what they said about blended learning and using the Florida virtual content in their classroom. So you can hear it from them, not from us.
Greetings. I'm Jay Moody, and I serve as Director of 21st Century Learning in Canton Local and Austinburg Local Schools. Our districts, along with several others in the county, started down the online learning path over 12 years ago. We looked at several curriculum options and decided to use the content of Florida Virtual School because of the rigor and the level of engagement that their online courses provided for our students. Recently, we started incorporating more of this content in a blended format as a part of our brick-and-mortar classrooms. The following video testimonials describe some of the positive feedback that we've received from students and staff.
As a teacher, I enjoy using the blended learning environment and all of the brain cutting components because it allows me to utilize different types of information to introduce components of my lesson to students in a new way. It also helps to enhance my lessons by taking their reading comprehension to the next level, as well as getting them ready for college and higher education.
I enjoy blended learning because of its interactive lessons. It's definitely helped my learning experience.
I use blended learning as a way to enhance my students' understanding of the course material. It gives them access to the curriculum in an interactive way. In conjunction with traditional teaching methods, it has really helped my students excel.
I like blended learning because all the information is right at my fingertips.
As a teacher, I think blended learning helps the students work at their own pace, but also raises the bar It is also valuable as a teacher because it reinforces what I'm already teaching in the classroom, and it raises a higher level of questioning in the classroom because concepts are introduced in a different way.
Brain Cutting is really awesome because I play volleyball, I'm involved in a lot of clubs, so I can work at my own pace. And it's awesome because I can do it at home, I can do it at school, wherever I need to.
What I like about blended learning is that it's a challenge for my students. They're not used to using technology in the classroom. It's different for them, and I believe that it's a good thing for them. They're going to be using it for the rest of their lives, especially if they're planning to go to college. And I feel like, the students are going to get a step above, or they're going to get a step above their other classmates once they get in college that don't use blended learning in the classroom. I also enjoy that it's a supplement to what I'm teaching. I don't use it as a replacement. A lot of times it's an introductory lesson, a lot of times it's a graphical lesson, or something just to give them some more information. Instead of, just me sitting in front of the classroom and lecturing all day, it's giving them something different and something that they will be able to utilize in the future.
I like blended learning because I feel that it helps me prepare for college.
Hi, I'm Megan Cookie, and I teach science at Kansas High School, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about blended learning. I've used blended learning in my classroom for several years, to one extent or the other, and I absolutely love it. It allows for the day to be extended beyond just the normal hours of a classroom school day. It also allows students to look deeper into things and really allows us to tackle subjects that maybe in a classroom I'm not able to go as in depth with because of all the different learning styles, learning abilities. So it really does allow students to look at things from a different perspective. I've learned a lot from using the different platforms that are available to us through blended learning kind of situations. So I would highly recommend doing it if you can, because it's just the benefits are just amazing for a classroom for today's students.
That's hearing it from a couple different disciplines, both social studies, math, science, English. So you kind of got an idea that it can be used however your teacher uses it. Up to you. You're the content specialist. So, what's usable within the courses can vary. Obviously, with us going standards-based, you may have a standard that is difficult to tackle. The standards are listed here in the courses, and we could show you that. But what I would like to do right now,
no, just you saw just a few teachers from Kent Local and East Kent, but we know teachers in Sandy Valley, Plain, and several other districts where I go. They'll mention repeatedly that they think their students become better students by using online tools and they're taking more ownership of their learning.
Just a quick question. I know Canton South, at one time at least, issued notebooks, Chromebooks, something to every student. So in our district, there's this paradigm that every kid has access to technology, but teachers will tell you that's not true.
we realize that.
And so about Florida Virtual, I noticed in the profile page that you can set up a mobile password. So is it all the features of Brain Honey available in a mobile format? Because I know certain websites you use, if you're using a laptop or desktop, you could get everything, but if you go mobile, it's cut back.
And you can look and they have apps, they're developing apps. They have some for their math courses. They're just starting to get into some of the other courses, so you can look and see what all is available. That's the road they're going down now. But I noticed you did receive, though, a bunch of Chromebook cards here, but
Yes.
There's still the issue of you need to have the card and you need to know that it was plugged in and they're charged and they're always potential.
Well, I don't see it as much an issue inside the classroom, but the teachers are making a comment that extends beyond and whatnot. And years ago when we were doing this as a flipped classroom idea, it ran into problems because not every student could do it outside the classroom.
I know one of the goals here at Massillon is eventually to have kids take them. That's a goal in the future. When, I don't know, but I know the technology committee has met and that was discussed several times. It might be by course, it might be by grade level, it might be by specific teachers piloting some things first. I'm not real sure what the plan is. And
Can I ask you?
Probably could speak to that.
Yeah, actually, I have a question for you. Would they be able to download the videos and take them somewhere so that if they wanted to watch them offline, they could do that? Like, say they were to have an iPad or have a Chromebook that they could take home. If they didn't have internet access, could they have downloaded the video ahead of time? Is any of this available offline or it's all online?
Yes.
See, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sure, it's a valid concern.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a very valid.
Yeah, because East Camp is 1-to-1, just like Camp Local from 5 through 12.
Yeah.
But we also have teachers who just use the information as a wrap-up lesson in the classroom, an introduction into the classroom, might only use the assessment pieces. Maybe only the teacher is using it and looking at the assessment and saying, this is a really cool question, and I'm going to add that. However you can use it with what's available, the technology that's available, you're going to have kids who have access. They may not have internet at home, but believe me, somebody that they know does. They usually get there because they're all online. Now, they're not online to do schoolwork, obviously, and that's what we're talking about. They're on there for like games and other social media pieces. But
one thing is Camp Local and East Camp, and oftentimes if you have 30 kids in your class, even when they're 1-to-1, you can bet your bottom dollar almost every day, 1 or 2 of those kids, their battery's dead, or they forgot their computer, they dropped their computer, the dog ate the cord, or it's just almost like paper.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I see our teachers do regularly in those districts are they'll assign module 1.3, and within a week they have to have that turned in, so it's not, right.
And they could do that within the classroom, because you could be working in small groups, or doing a half class doing this, the other half class doing this, and they can actually do that within the classroom setting where there is internet. And so that's often the case. Like, it's not the equipment, it's the internet, it's the connectivity that's usually the issue, because often when parents cut budgets, that's one of the first things to go. And so they can, save dollars here and there, that might go. But if you give them opportunities within the classroom to work on that. In small groups, they don't even have to have 1-to-1. They could be in a small group with 2 or 3 kids. 2 is probably ideal, especially on a screen that's small. You can't really. But with you having Chromebook parts for all the classrooms, perfect opportunity to use some of that. That's why Renee wanted us to introduce this to you early in the school year, so you could be thinking in that direction. Not that you're not planning a million other things going through your head, but this is just another tool that we'd like you to at least take an opportunity to look at. So what we would like you to do, anybody else have questions? Those are all great questions.
Is that maybe like provide links to this through Google Classroom? Because a lot of our students are use Google Classroom.
Yeah, you can use that, or we have LiveBinder is something else that some of our teachers use, and they'll just link this right into their LiveBinder stuff. And one of them, like LiveBinder, actually linked in the Google and the LiveBinder, but there's multiple ways, yes.
Good question. Yes, I'm going to have you get into your content area groups, and maybe just start.
Can I be with you, science folks?
With you.
You can find all the Spanish
teachers. What I would like you to do is maybe take a few minutes after you get into your groups individually to look at some of the lessons, because we went through, and I know some of you were clicking on some of the lessons, but take some time, and maybe I'll give you the task of something that you find difficult to teach. something that you find difficult to teach, see if you can find it in the syllabus. And you can't say everything. But go to a unit and then to a lesson and kind of see if there's something in there. And if you're all like, you might want to, if you're 3 in your group, one of you could look at unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, whatever, however you want to do it within your group. But go ahead and get closer together so that you can kind of collaborate. Intervention specialists, are you math, you said? You might want to get with math here. Oh, you're math too. You got all your math people. We could have some people sit.
We'll move over this.
Okay. Move over that way.
So Spanish teacher, would you like to join the languages or would you like to join the sciences? It's totally up to you. We want to invite you into one of the groups so that you don't feel alone.
You can go sit with English people and talk about it, because sometimes what we do, although we're going by disciplines, we didn't even talk about ninth grade team and integrating.
We do 1, 2, and 3. Correct.
Man, it dropped by like 10 degrees in here when he closed those windows.
It's not the one.
Oh, really? It finally kicked on?
Because I called John.
Good for you. Awesome. Good. Because
John loves me.
when I first got here, Renee said that she had turned it on, and then it was getting really hot in here. So, good. Thank you.
It was not on.
I am.
Oh, sorry. It was not.
I am glad